MVP. MVP. It's time to see what the MVP got to say after that beatdown of the Washington Commanders. And we're going to check out head coach Brian Schottenheimer in part 1 of our Week 7 Sounds. Let's get right into it. Be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content on the regular. By regular, I mean like every single day, y'all. Most consistent platform out there. And it's great stuff, too. Man, shut your up. All right, Dak. Let's see what you got to say to us today. Talk to me nicely.
It's Dallas Morning News. What's up with the bandage on your hand?
Nothing. A little Brit special to take some swelling down. I usually throw my left hand to cover the ball when getting hit, and usually takes a lot of helmets. So I'm sure it's just a face mask. Nothing unusual, honestly.
I think we ask you about the offense every week to get CD back and you got a run game going. Just how good was it to see? This is what we do offensively.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was explosive. It was fun. I mean, you saw the big plays. Saw some drives we put together. Our standard and expectations for ourselves is very high, and so we understand we've got guys, the playmakers that we have, the offensive line, the love that we have.
And them boys put up like 44, and they left at least 3 or 4 drives on the field, y'all. Sheesh.
For one another, and you see it in just the way the guys finish plays, guys cover the ball, and defense played very well tonight. When you do that, I think more of our games are going to look like this.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. How hard is it to stay patient? I want to throw a CD. I want to throw a pick.
Yeah, it's not hard, honestly. I'm a very present guy, and I take pride in doing that, and it's something that I practice. And I say that is just by trying to play it play by play, each and every play, and going through my reads. I know we talked about it earlier in the week when you're saying, y'all are asking, how do you not force it to those guys? And I said, that's on the coaches, right? And we've got multiple playmakers. Those are two dudes, and the other guy as well. So as my point is, the ball goes, I'm confident when it leaves my hand that it's going to be called and the play is going to be made after that if that guy has a chance. Now when those two guys get it, it can be very explosive. So I just want to stay on the field. Something else I've mentioned before. I just want to stay on the field. So that's the other part that allows me to stay patient is I'm not trying to put the ball in harm's way and throw an interception and we're sitting on the sideline. I just want to be on the field playing this game.
To see the Schotty called it a mailbox story. Wasn't the right route or whatever else.
For sure.
What happened there?
Yeah, it wasn't the route that we were expecting. It's built for him to kind of run a deep cross right there. So, go through read one, George, and then I see the big window in a sense of, I say a solid window of where if he would have ran that route, he probably would have had a good play, not a touchdown. And so then I kind of just looked to find CD, and, he's got his hands up saying, I'm here. And so at that point, I saw the safety or the corner to the right. They were in there tricky too. And I just put about everything I had on it on a line, understanding that I couldn't just lob it up, that both guys would be able to make a play and just try to give him a chance. He did a good job taking 2 steps back, I think, catching the ball, and then walked into the end zone. So once again, a play that's not made unless you have confidence in the guy that you're throwing to, and the guy you're throwing to is smart, understands the defense, understands the look, and understands he can take that opportunity, and we're able to capitalize on it.
Dak Prescott with ESPN. Are you more proud of the 13 touchdowns in the last 4 games or the ball security?
Both.
I'm not sure. I think they go hand
Both of them.
in hand, to be honest with you. I think when you're taking care of the ball, you got more opportunities to score touchdowns, and that's just leading to that. So not counting touchdowns, probably the interceptions, being truthfully. I couldn't even have told you that's how many it was, but I could tell you that I hadn't thrown an interception. So just trying to be smart with it, but not hesitant or scared or cautious at the same time, right? Taking my chances. I've got tons of confidence in what I can do, where I can put it, and obviously the guys that I'm throwing it to. So that's just a result of that.
Coach Schottenheimer said the Bland pick 6 was probably a turning point in the game. Do you have any flashbacks to 2023 when you saw him going down the sideline?
Yeah, most definitely. I actually told him, right before, I called the group up, or we called the group up right there in pregame. I told DB, I said, hey, they throw it to you as much as they throw it to anybody, huh? So it was pretty cool to see him get an interception and a touchdown. So, put that juju in there.
Rain Man, he forecasted it.
And did what DB does.
John Machado with The Athletic. You obviously played Washington a lot, and you've had a ton of success. How was today? Any similar, or was it different?
I guess it was similar. Obviously, I haven't played them with DQ, with Joe Witt, those guys, that the personnel that particularly they have on that team.
And you busted their ass.
I'm confident in what I was saying. When you play, even though, the new coaches, that's a group that I've played against every day for, 3 or 4 years or so. So understanding what they're going to do, what they're going to try to do. They got to us, in that second quarter, a couple of drives we didn't score. Personally, I got frustrated, but I just know our standard, and I knew that we knew we could run away with this game, and we were trying to do it too fast. And So for me, it was about focusing the guys in. Hey, keep taking it play by play. Like, the scores are going to come, right? You hit that big one to CD, and everybody just thinks, "Oh, let's go do that every play," and it's like that just doesn't happen. So it was about just getting the guys focused, back engaged, and
get addicted
understanding
to
what they were going to give us. And
that's the demons they're gonna have to fight this year, is not getting addicted to the explosive plays.
I think everybody did a good job of attacking it.
And then what do you think is the next step for you and CD and George?
Next step, next game.
Go beyond what you guys did today.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, to quantify it, I'm not really sure. So I said just the next game. That's what's important for us and to us. And honestly, it's Wednesday practice. Being truthful, is those guys aren't by any means complacent or great and settled with what they've done. Like they want the ball. They have high expectations. We have high expectations for each other. That who knows what next game is. I mean, I haven't truly looked at the stats, so I haven't seen it. I know GP said it was a little short of 100, but my point being is who knows what we can accomplish. Like, the sky is the limit. We're just going to stay focused each and every day at getting better, growing our connection. I guess that's just the next step, right? Is just continuing to communicate to one another, understand like why CD took that, which I know, but right, talk about it beforehand, and so when it happens, it's a little bit faster, and just keep growing.
Nick Harris, forward Star Telegram, these over-the-shoulder grabs for George Pickens. Do you have just immense trust in him at this point in any one-on-one situation?
Yeah, I do, and honestly, we threw one in the third quarter, and that's a miss. You know what I mean? I take that as a miss because of the way that the guy's able to play the ball in the air when I don't give him a fair chance at it. Like I'm going to put that on myself. And so I know the first one I threw to him was a little underthrown and a little outside, but, right, he goes and makes an unbelievable catch, late hands in it, holding it off, and then the one that led to the touchdown right before the second half, or right before the first half ended, just put that one out there and, right, kept Lattimore in his back pocket, let it fall in, and he has a great natural ability of late hands in the ball and holding the defender off, and that makes my job easier. So, yeah, the trust is through the roof.
You're seeing the defense coming off the field after forcing 3 and outs, after forcing turnover on downs. What is that energy like today versus the first 6 weeks, and do you think they can sustain this performance going
forward? For sure
forward?
they can sustain this. I mean, they just did this with a lot of adversity, so that's a lot of credit to them, right? A lot of guys were out, and the guys that got to play stepped up, and I just think that that's awesome to see. That's credit to them, proud of them, the coaches, everybody, for buckling down, and not only that, answering through the noise, through the adversity, right? Like, they're not naive to what they've been doing and to what everybody's been saying. And
yeah, because they've been ass, Dak. They've been ass. Don't blame us for making noise. They've been ass.
The bell, so I most definitely think they can continue this, and that energy is electric. And for us on offense, all we want to do is repay them and go score touchdowns.
That's how you feel.
Tommy Arch, DallasCowboys.com. How much are you enjoying Javonte's success, being able to open things up for you in a play-action game?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I've talked about it going back to the spring, how important the run game is, and right, it helps with the box count, right? When you can run the game, they've got to load it. We can run the ball, they've got to load the box, and then you can take advantage of outside with the one-on-ones. And Tay's a very smart runner, obviously, but physical, patient, and just does a hell of a job. And it starts with the offensive line, right? Them creating holes, and he knows where he needs to go and how he needs to set it up, and that's only going to make us just continue to get better the more success we have on the ground.
And then homecoming today, a lot of former players coming through. You stand next to Roger Staubach from the anthem. What do you take away from those interactions, and how much do you enjoy catching up with those guys?
Yeah, just a lot of gratitude.
Speaking of which, Des Bryant, you a front runner, bro. You a front runner, bro. You was talking about how Jalen Hurts was better than Dak this summer. You've been a secret agent. Y'all can go check my channel out and see that. You've been a secret agent for the ops all summer long, and now you're going to be one of the first people to pop your head up. Yeah, how about them Cowboys? Go Cowboys. Ha, ha, ha. Trying to dap Dak up. Man, Dez, I'm so disappointed in you, bro.
Somebody who appreciates the history before them, the men who have played this game, that wore in this uniform, and particularly played this position and dealt with the success, the adversity. Roger's been a guy who, from the day that I've got here, has been so supportive. I remember my rookie year, I was asked to sign a ball for him for his Christmas gift that his daughters were giving him, and that was like one of those, welcome to the NFL or pinch me type moments for myself. And so, just as the years have grown, I mean, he said it right there. I've got your support. I'm always pulling for you. I don't want to bother you. And Roger, you're never going to bother me. Like, please. And so, it's something that I don't take for granted. Blessed to have his support. Being a Cowboy fan, seeing all those players down there, all it's going to do is push you a little bit more. And love the history of this team, love everything that they've done.
It's nice being on first name basis with Roger Staubach. You know, all of us got to call him Mr. Staubach. That called him Roger. I can't just imagine. Hey, Roger! I can't imagine calling Roger Staubach just Roger.
Before I'm trying to chase a lot of those men and win a championship.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. 3-1 through 7 games. What have you learned about your team?
Nothing.
We're going to keep fighting.
We're
We're going to keep fighting. And as I alluded to last week, we're going to find a way to win some of these close games. I mean, I know this one wasn't necessarily in the fourth quarter going back and forth, but that's the difference. We're going to win some games like this. But when we flip the switch and we win those close games, a resilient group that loves one another, that's going to stick together and is explosive. And we're going to play complementary ball more and more each week.
You talked about GP's over-the-shoulder catches. He now has 4 DPIs that have resulted in 131 yards for you guys. Just how much of a weapon is that, part two, knowing that he might come down with it or
Damn,
it might
look
be a
that big
DPI?
ass fly up in there.
When I throw a ball like that, honestly, it's 80 to 90% chance of gaining yards at that point. And that's why I say, like, that one in the third quarter, just didn't quite give him a chance. Like, that's on me because there might be a PI or he might make one of those grabs that he's been making. So tons of confidence. They've resulted, as you said, right, in 135 yards penalties. And how many have they resulted in yards for him, right? And so it's a very successful play for us. And if they're going to give it to us, we're going to keep attacking it.
Ed Werder, WFAA. How do you feel right now, given your record through these 7 games, about who you are as a team and kind of where you are as a team, second in the NFC East right now?
How do I feel?
How do you assess those things? Who you are as a team and where you are?
Yeah, I mean,
You just asked. Nick just asked Dak that.
I was about to say I'm okay with where we're at, but yeah, I guess I am. I have to be, right? That's the reality of it. We're getting past the point where you can say it's early, and we've got ourselves in a position to compete, and that's most important. Nobody cares about your records in September, October. It's November, December, and on. That really matters. So I think we've put ourselves in a great position. So we put ourselves in the position that we shouldn't, and we don't need to be looking at what other teams are doing and watching their records. We need to put our head down and go to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and get better and understand that we control what we want to control, and it's all in front of us. So, being 3-3-1, right? We're right. We're in a good spot. We're right where we need to be. Playing a game like this that was so complimentary on both sides of the ball. I don't know how anybody in that locker room can't have confidence and excited to get to work tomorrow.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Dak, during the week you said George and CD, that tandem could be your best wide receiver duo you had. After a game like this, does that kind of validate your thought that you had earlier this week?
That's up to y'all to decide. Dez was just in there too, so don't say that too loud.
Man, Dez. I said what I said about Dez, man. Dez is an op, bro. And Dez low-key a hater, bro. He was campaigning for Arch to be in Dallas. He was already trying to plan for you to be out of Dallas this summer, bro. That's why I don't rock with that type of stuff, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Those dudes are unbelievable. They are. They are. And that's credit to them. That's credit to the way that they show up and work each and every day. That's credit to the standard that they have for themselves. That's credit to the love they have for one another, the way that they push one another. They definitely are.
That you push yourself as
And it irritates me because Dez is a Cowboys quote-unquote legend. Like, he defined a generation for Cowboys fans, bro. And to see him kind of do how he do, and he doesn't protect the star, bro. Like, why is it that our former players attack our brand more than anybody else's former players? Like, there's plenty of other franchises that have done terrible things, have had terrible times, but Dez has, to a franchise that's done the most for him, he talked crazy about us and didn't want to be smiling in everybody's faces today. Front runner.
Todd mentioned an incredible 4-game stretch you're on. Why do you think that is?
A lot of things coming together. I mean, it goes back to all the work that I've put into this. Obviously, personally, a lot of off-season work, to the team getting together in the spring, to the training camp, and just success through these last few games is just only growing the confidence. I know who I am. I feel great throwing the ball. When you got pass catchers like those two guys, CD, Turp, Tolbert, Flo, guys that are making plays and taking advantage of their opportunities whenever they come.
Trying to make sure Tolbert's on the team.
I'm just going to keep pushing myself to get better. You've been around, you understand that that's all I want to do. It's not about the results. It's about how great can I be and how much better can I get from one day to the next. And so I'm as excited as anybody to get in there tomorrow and clean up mistakes from this one and push forward and get ready for the next game.
Man, how does Jonathan Mingo fit into all of this? That's a question I need to ask now.
Yeah. Jeff Gold with Dak. Jeff Gold.
Sorry, I was wondering who is the next game. No joke.
Kind of going off of that, I feel like every year we talk to you about your heat check moments when you're rolling. When you look at this offense, everything with it and all your playmakers, have you ever had more fun with an offense than this one?
Yeah, I don't know if I've had. I don't know if I have. And not a knock to any other group that I've been a part of, but the chemistry, the camaraderie.
It looks like it.
The trash talking, the emotions and passions
like
of this
unit.
It's there as much as I've ever seen it. And sure, we've got some youth. That's probably a big part of it. But we've got guys who just work their tails off every day. And I say it all the time, confidence is earned. Like, you don't just wake up and say, yeah, I know I can do this. No. You got to go do that, prove it to yourself, and then, you know what I'm saying, you feel good about talking about it and walking the walk. So this group practices the right way, and they've earned the confidence, and they go out there and we play with it, and it's fun. It really is fun. It's a collaborative effort,
that
and
fly's
it's not
a
about
paid
me.
act.
It's not about any one person on that group. It's about the way that we all play for one another, doing our 1/11th
That
each
boy
play.
perched on Dak's shoulder like a
seeing what the
parrot,
result-
ain't it? Look at it. Boy, look at that fly. That fly inspired, too. See, he said, let me get a front row seat for this conversation they had.
It is afterwards.
Me and George both talked about just what your hot streak means to them. Given
That motherfucker trained. It ain't even moved.
Points in your career. What does it mean to you that?
Damn, Dak!
Yeah, I mean,
What kind of cologne you got on, boy? That fly hypnotized on that
it's
shoulder.
awesome. It's something I don't take for granted, but it's not. I mean, they're not telling y'all anything that they don't tell me.
I mean, it's still
we're out
there.
there on the field in the huddle, and they're telling me I'm the best to do it, right? And so, like, they know how important that is, and they want me to take those heat checks and throw it to them. So they're just reminding me to just give them a chance. But yeah, I mean, that's the love I'm talking about, and that's the expectations and the standard I'm alluding to when I say that is, like, we all believe in one another, and we understand that we can only do so much alone, but together we're a hell of a group.
Ron Murray, K104. Dak, just want to talk about the NFC East. You didn't get a chance to see Jaden Daniels last year, but you took him on today. Just your thoughts for him, and also with the offense. Do you think when we get to about December, we can be talking about one of the most unstoppable offenses in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, that's definitely our standard. That's something that we talk about as a group. It's not necessarily putting pressure on us, but it's just the way that we work and the players that we have. And, with good fortune and good health, I don't see why this group can't or won't be one of the best. And, for Jaden, young player, obviously I watched him last year, all throughout the year, especially in my time being hurt. Very talented, can throw the ball super fast. His stop and go is ridiculous. Him and Lamar both, right? Like, I wish I
ain't gonna lie, that fly fucking up your aura, Dak.
Had that. I mean, ran to the sideline on one play.
That bug on the other shoulder now.
I didn't know what was going to happen. Like,
I got to balance it out.
My point being is, right, I wish I could slow down and speed up like that and put defenders on skates. And so, impressive player. I know he's being coached by the right man over there, and he'll only get better and better.
Mike Leslie, WFA. I was going to ask you about CD's comment that he feels this is the best offense he's played on since he's been here, but we've kind of hit that a few times over. So I'll just ask you this. Who won the pregame dance-off between Joe Milton and George Pickens?
I think Joe was really, setting the stage, giving the alley-oop to George he was just an opening act for George. So I won't say there's a winner, but that was just a cool moment, and calling it up. The energy was great in pregame. A lot of guys were just dancing throughout pregame, and they're usually waiting for me to make a speech at that point, and I was just like, hey, let's keep dancing. And so I'll say maybe Joe won because I just threw him just threw him out there. Hey, Joe, start dancing, and he took the lead, got it going, and then GP jumped in, and so. That was a way of just me, telling guys, like, stay loose, like, play free, like, you're confident. I see it, I feel it, like, you've earned that, like, stay right here where we are. Let's play for the brother next to us, and it's exactly what the group went out and did.
Love it. Talked about how this
Vibes
group,
are immaculate.
in the last couple of minutes, you talked about how this group has been a lot of fun to be a part of.
Yeah.
What does it say that you're able to have that kind of moment right before kickoff and then be able to also focus in and perform?
I mean, that's just who we are. If you're around the guys throughout the locker room at practice, I mean, that's just who we are. So that was more of a moment, I guess, for you guys than anything. Like, that's George, Joe, CD, everybody. I mean, myself, I even tried to at times. I'm getting better at dancing, and, like, that's just part of practice.
That's that white half. That's that white half, that rhythm. You're rhythmically challenged.
The energy that we carry into just our work day. So it was cool just to do it before a game, and that's my point of, like, just be the same guys we are at practice. Like, we put in the right work. We do it with the right intentions. So you should have fun when you're doing that. Schotty always mentions that, right? Sunday's a celebration. It's a celebration of all the hard work that we put in throughout the week. So no reason to play tight, be free, let it go, and fly around. And everybody did that, not just offense, but the whole team.
Pat Doney, NBC DFW. Dak, speaking of fun, I believe every player who's ever worn a high school jersey to the stadium has caught 2 touchdown passes in that game because Jake Ferguson, I believe, was the first to do it, right?
Okay.
I mean, what did you think when you saw that as you walked in today, and what has it been like watching him on this street to start this season?
Yeah, super proud of Jake. Obviously, I know how just frustrating and hard, I guess, last season was throughout the year, right? Not getting a touchdown, and even those first couple of games. That it's a guy that works as hard as anybody. And speaking of just intentions, being very intentional on his routes and his blocking, and making sure he's communicating with me on certain routes and where do I want him to be and what do I expect from him. That it's no surprise, but I'm super proud of him. Excuse me. And he told me he had ordered the jersey. I didn't know it came in already, and I didn't know he was going to wear it to the game. So it was cool. It was great. It's like we just happened to walk in together into the stadium, and so when I saw it, I mean, I legit got hyped. Like,
the receivers to now start wearing those too to be looked at in the red zone a little more?
Yeah, I mean, I told him pregame, so I'm definitely throwing you something. Like, I'm definitely getting you a couple of them. So thankful the defense allowed him to go get a couple touchdowns and Schotty's play calling, so it all worked out. But yeah, it's cool. He's a hell of a player, and as I've mentioned before, he's only getting better each and every game, and so the touchdowns are going to keep rolling.
All right, I'll leave Ferg alone.
difference was today with your defense?
I mean, they played really hard like they always do. I thought we affected the quarterback the way that we had in New York. I think that's huge. You know, it wasn't just the 4 sacks, it was the hits. I thought our run defense really was great. I mean, Mariota got us for a couple runs, but man, they were swarming the ball. We were sticky in coverage, and that was all great to see.
You had said all week, well, coming in this game, you liked the plan. And I don't know if you were talking more about defense and offense, but did you think playing more man-to-man got the guys a little more comfortable in what they needed to do?
Yeah, I mean, again, look, at the end of the day, you know, this was a team we wanted to play man-to-man against, you know. There was numbers and analytics that said that, you know, that was the right way to play these guys, and each week is different, but I thought we played man-to-man very well today. But, you know, we got to improve our zone coverages as well. But just proud of the guys, man. You know, the defense, they've taken a lot of bullets.
They not trying to they not trying to give no ground on that argument, boy.
And, you know, deservedly so.
We use what we need to use.
And I was just proud of them, man. They played really hard. They tackled well. We knew the turnover was going to happen. You know, we tried to manifest that 2 weeks ago and didn't get it. And there goes Duran doing what Duran does. So.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. This is not about Diggs, but when you announced that Diggs was going to be out, it seemed like that's a huge disappointment. Not that you weren't disappointed, but you were in a great mood. And to me, that tell me you felt good about the plan regardless.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, no, yeah, you guys know me. I mean, I am who I am, and I don't change. Again, I'm disappointed for Trey. You know, he wants to be out there playing with these guys, but again, I like the plan on both sides of the ball.
Disappointed is an interesting word to use. Disappointed for Trey. Sad for Trey if it was like something that wasn't in his control. I'm telling y'all, between this and how Jerry talked about it, there's something up about that Trayvon Diggs thing, man.
I thought we executed the plan on both sides of the ball. It was great to see guys step up and make plays. I mean, Triquez did a really, really good job for us. You know, again, just a couple guys got banged up and they came back. I mean, that just shows you the toughness of that group, man. K9 and Kenny Clark, and it was great to see Easy get his first sack, and Jadavian. That was really cool. So, just really proud of the group. But it's one game. It's just a championship opportunity that we seized, and we got another one coming up next week.
Speaking of individual changes, you started Shamar, so I know you had Triquez outside, you put that on this side. Just talk about the decisions on those two right there.
Yeah, again, you know, we once everything happened with Trey, it was like Trey is a guy that we really love. You know, we like the way he plays, and you know, Duran gives us a lot of flexibility. I thought Kyer played stickier today. I thought that was great to see. Really good confidence. I thought we were really good on 4th down. Just it seemed like it. I think they got a couple, but you know, complimentary defense today, man. I thought we won 1st down. You know, I mean, you know, Jaden went to pull a couple things, and we had guys coming across, and we were crashing down a little bit and scraping over the top, and it just was a very, very good plan. But plans are plans, man, and we got to execute, and we did that today.
Yeah. Tim Calishaw, Dallas Morning News. You're 3-3-1, and I know you don't know what to make of that tie yet, but with that record, you're 2nd place in the division. With all the teams been through, do you feel positive about that at this point?
Tim, I'm excited about the win today. I'm excited about how we played. I thought the offense, you know, it was great to get the running game going again. I mean, let's talk about Javonte Williams for a second. I mean, just the physical style of runs that he plays with. And,
what a beast.
You know, it was great to have CD back. You know, we caught them on a quick count. You know, they were trying to get to a tricky 2, and it wasn't even the route CD was supposed to run, but just the way the coverage played out, we called it mailbox. He stuck his hand up, and Dak found him, and then they ran into each other. But you know me, man. I take each game one game at a time, because you know no one cares that we're 3-3-1 right now. We're going to care about where we are in January, and that's what's going to you know, motivate us.
Edwin Henderson, Gilbert Mirror. Brian, 2 quick questions. First off, do you feel like this is the best overall complimentary football you played this season?
Without watching the film, I would say yes. Yeah. And I think that's just because, again, we fed off the energy of the defense getting some early starts. I mean, the 2-minute drive at the end of the first half was huge for us. Again, there goes Javonte with another long run, right, at the end of a 2-minute. And so I would say yes, but there's things to clean up. I mean, don't fool yourselves. I'm not standing up here going, man, we're the greatest team in the world. There's things to clean up, and we'll get right to work on that in the morning.
Secondly, Jadeveon Clowney showed up big again today.
Yeah, incredible. You know, he's so happy to be here. He's having fun playing football again. I think for me, that's important because of the culture that we're trying to build here. And you know, it was good to see him get a sack and recover fumble. And you know, I think that's why you saw us go out and get him. And I've probably downplayed it a little bit, you know, just his ability to impact games. But I wanted to wait for a moment like this to give him the acknowledgement of what a fine football player he is.
Matt. Matt Gable, Star Telegram. Do you anticipate Trayvon Diggs to be available for your next game?
I don't know. You know, there's a whole process where he's got to go through the protocol and things like that. We'll get a lot more information tomorrow when we see him.
do you feel like your secondary is settled given all the changes that you've had back there?
No, I don't think your roster's ever settled. I just don't think it's in any spot. I mean, you see a couple guys go down today. What I want to speak to is what the toughness and the grit of a canine. Got a pretty good ankle. Tape it up, get back in there. I mean, like that's the mentality and that's the fight of this football team. That's the brotherhood that we've built in that locker room, and that's not for me. It's for one another. And so, but yeah, I mean, the roster is always going to be moving, and there's elevations and guys you have to put down, and we got a few guys banged up that we thought could go today and couldn't, and so we had other guys step up, and that's great to see as a football coach.
Any added information on Diggs' accident and how did it happen?
No, not yet.
What? How don't they have any information about this Diggs thing?
The offense and Dak's performance, I guess, is we're getting used to it. But just talk about, obviously, the throw to Pickens was perfect. But Dak, CD, Pickens, how they look today?
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought Dak's playing really well. I'm not trying to not make a big deal about he's playing great, but that's what we expect from Dak, and he's got incredible weapons. I thought the throw to Fergie at the end of the 2-minute was awesome. It was like his third progression. He got off the front side 2-man combination, and I mean, just stuck an absolute laser right in Fergie's chest, and I thought that was awesome. But you see the trust that he has in these guys, and I've talked about it a lot, Clarence. But watch his back foot. He got hit a lot today, and I didn't like that, and he didn't like that, and probably needed to get him a few more completions midway through the second quarter because he was getting popped pretty good. I think I got a little bit aggressive. I was getting pissed with the penalties and calling too many shots, and that's on me. And I told him that, and I said, hey, I'll be better, and that's what we did.
Coach, Chris Saints from Fox 4. I noticed before the game you took time to go shake hands with all the former Cowboys that were out there. Why was that important to you?
I'm a football historian, man. If I get a chance to go talk to Emmitt Smith, Roger Staubach, Drew Pearson, why would I not do it? But that's important to us. I mean, I wanted those guys out there. I want those guys around. They've paved the way for these guys to do what they love to do, make a ton of money doing it. Those guys didn't make nearly the money that our guys make and that we make as coaches, but it doesn't lessen the love of the game. But I also want our players to see you can have success when football's over. And a lot of those guys are incredible businessmen, and they've got potential internships and things like that for our players, because I want our players to go on to have amazing lives when they're done playing the game, not just to have great football careers. Life's way more important than just football. And so I don't know how many there were. I know there's a bunch. It took me a while to get through the line, but I just wanted them to know I was thinking about them and how much I appreciate them being out there.
Yeah. You call games, you call plays a long time in this league. Is this the best rhythm and the groove that you've been in since you've been calling plays? Even going back to
I don't think so. I didn't think the second quarter. I didn't think I called a great game. I kind of just spoke to that. I was getting, I won't say pissed again. I just did.
Is this the best? Is this the best? Is this the best?
Bad, and so I kind of let that get the best of me. And so, when you got great players, man, you call plays with a lot of confidence. I call plays with a lot of confidence, knowing they're going to execute. And again, Dak, the throw to Turp on a check down, we run a little action pass and had a free runner, man. He knew right where the check down was. And then, the one thing we are is explosive, man. We got speed and guys that can make people miss. And as a coach, it makes you excited. But hey, look, this offensive staff, Clayton Adams, Steve Shimko, Ken Dorsey, I could go up and down the list. Junior Adams with what he's done with those
say
two
everybody's
receivers
names.
and Turp. I'm a blessed man to lead from the front of a great group of guys on both sides of the ball and special teams as a staff.
Tommy Arsh, DallasCowboys.com. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but now 4 times this year you've gotten points on the final drive of the first half with less than a minute. What goes into executing that well, and what have you seen? You watch those back on tape that's working for you?
Well, I'm going to tell you guys again, and maybe you guys have done it, maybe you haven't, but you guys need to talk to Ryan Feeder. I mean, the guy is an incredible football coach. He's our game management guy. He just makes me at peace. He makes me comfortable. He's great with his communication of what we're thinking. We practice it every day. He changes up the looks. We literally practiced that look on Thursday, the touchdown to Fergie. It was a different call in practice, but it was that exact look where you've got 13 seconds or whatever it is, and you want to get all your shots, is what we say. Get all your shots. So what that means is if 1 and 2, he's not going to get past the third progression, which is what Fergie does, because you want to throw the ball away so you get all your shots. But I got to give Ryan Feeder a ton of credit. And then so our guys are prepared, Tommy, is my point. And then, again, because you practice it so much and you emphasize it, they're just very comfortable executing those calls.
Coach Greg Allman with Fox Sports, just want to see, especially this week, how much you saw your defense want to rise up and kind of meet the standard the offense has set of late.
Yeah, I mean, they're aware of what's being said about them, and they don't like it. There's pride in that room. There's great players in that room. There's great coaches in that room. And again, like I said, middle of the week, this is not.
Y'all gonna play like this because y'all don't like what y'all being said. Dono, you ass still. Traquez, keep playing well. I can't think of nothing else too negative to say rest of y'all. But y'all still ass. Keep playing.
Not going to be the worst adversity that we'll go through this season, So what do? You get back to work. You make changes. You make adjustments. And to go out and put a performance like this together is really good for confidence. But at the same time, I thought the communication today was outstanding. And we talked a little bit about that. You know, you can't just say close right one time. You have to holler it. You have to scream it. And again, I'm going to say it again. Matt Eberflus and that defensive staff put together a hell of a plan. I thought Matt called a hell of a game.
Way to have your guys
the players
back.
went out there and executed.
Way to have your guys back.
2 questions. There's a million theories, Coach, about Trayvon Diggs. I was hoping you could put one of them to rest. Is it your intention and plan that Trayvon will be a part of this team whenever he's cleared?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Trayvon fan, you know, and I'm excited to get him back, and hopefully it won't be, too long.
You have a kicker that right now is in a hell of a way.
That gives me confidence too. Whoever asked me about the 2 minutes, just get to the 50. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, go to the 50.
Not
Okay.
dead ass.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Do you want to try that?
Our goal is to win the game, and of course I thought about it, but with the score where it was, I wanted to try to pin him back. But I mean, let's talk about the weapon. I mean, what's the record? Most 60-yard field goals in a career. I mean, guy's incredible. I mean, he really is. He's incredible. And so, like, Dak and I kind of laughed because we literally, we when we get the ball, it's like, he's like, 50? I'm like, yeah, 50. He's like, God, that's crazy. I was like, yeah, isn't it? Like, we literally had a little dialogue. We're like, yeah, it's crazy, right? He's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, what play are we going to call? So he's amazing.
I love that they're relaxed. That's a good sign that they're having them kind of conversations, though. That means they're relaxed during the game.
The circumstances have to be right. Would you like to see him have a shot at 70?
I think he'll get it in his career. He's that talented, but hopefully we decide to do it when the situation's right.
Sydney.
Coach, Sydney Staples, DG10 Sports. There's so many good moments from a win like this, but is there a favorite? Can you pinpoint it to 1 or 2 times?
I will say the interception by Duran was really a powerful moment for our football team. You know how much time and effort we put into talking all about the ball and winning the turnover battle, and that was really cool to see. We have been talking about that for a couple weeks, Sydney, in terms of trying to manifest it to happen. And then, of course, when he got it, I actually was chuckling a little bit with badass Tyler. I was like, do you have a chance? He's like, no chance. Because he was chasing him. And it was great to see. That was something, because, again, it was like kind of the stamp on it for all the things that those guys have done and gone through. And that was a cool moment.
Good. All right, y'all. That was our part 1 for Sounds of Week 7. Y'all be sure to sub to the channel and tune in a little bit later for part 2. And I think this week we're gonna take a look and see what the Commanders coaches had to say about facing off against Dak Prescott and them boys. Hopefully we get something worth listening to. But either way, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, how about them cows?
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still the ball? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Hey! I'm still them boys.